Austen Lane, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. You know what time it is. 3 takeaways, 3 observations. I'm going to start asking for hazard pay because this job sucks. I hate doing these videos every single weekend because, let's be honest, there's nothing really positive to talk about. For 13 weeks in a row now, I've done this video. Disappointed, sad because the Jaguars have lost again, and now they are 1-13. Just saying that they've lost 13 games in a row is just absurd and crazy. And this one wasn't pretty, to say the least. They lose to the Baltimore Ravens, 40-14. Let's get into observation number one. The offense, right? Don't score any points in the first half. Nothing to really write home about. I understand all that stuff. Minshew looked better the second half when the game was obviously out of hand. I think he finished like 22 for 29, 2 touchdowns. But overall, just it was not a good day for the offense. And literally the first time that you can say that James Robinson didn't really have a good day today. Now, he got injured. Hopefully it's nothing serious going forward. But you can tell what the Ravens plan to do today. The whole goal of the Baltimore Ravens was to stop the Jaguars' run. It was to stop the run and say, hey, Gardner Minshew, you haven't been in for a while. You might be a little rusty. We dare you to beat us. And keep in mind who we're talking about right now. Like, yes, pride and tradition has always stemmed around the Baltimore Ravens defense. But they had, 3 starting corners out? They had a bunch of backups in. And the fact that you couldn't put up any points in the first half, the fact that DJ Chark only had 4 receptions, the fact that that first half the Jaguars offense looks absolutely stagnant. It's rough. It's rough. And listen, shout out to Yannick Ngakoue. We were wondering, when was that game going to burst out? Just so happened to be against his old team. Hopefully he put a couple sacks together. Now we can get in the Pro Bowl and the Jaguars get a better draft pick. But obviously it wasn't the best thing today to see Yannick Ngakoue run wild. Thank God Calais Campbell didn't play, because I'm sure Calais Campbell would have been in line for about 3 sacks as well, a couple forced fumbles, maybe a touchdown. Who knows? That's just the way this year has gone for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Observation number 2. This defense. Are there a lot of injuries? You better believe it. Defensive line. Secondary. The back end with the safeties. There's a lot of guys hurt right now on this defense. And at the end of the day, I can't make that an excuse. Because at the end of the day, you knew what they were going to try to do in the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to try to run the ball. That's what Baltimore does, especially towards the end of the year. And I get the whole goal, like I said during the week, was you got to stop Lamar Jackson first and worry about everything else second. And listen, was it Jackson's best day? Well, not running the ball. But he's also a quarterback. So you know what he can do? He can pass as well. So Marquise Brown had a pretty good day. Mark Andrews had a pretty good day. Listen, at the end of the day, you see what a great defensive line can do for you, right? Because, and no disrespect to the Ravens secondary that we saw out there today, but I don't think it was that much better than the Jaguars secondary. I'll be honest with you, right? Because they had a bunch of backups in as well. Now, I'm sure the backups of the Baltimore Ravens are better than the Jaguars backups, but it's not like a landslide. The Ravens are that much better, but they have the defensive line. They put pressure on the quarterback. They caused chaos in the backfield. And as far as the Jaguars are concerned, you didn't see a lot of that today from their defensive line. That's why this whole year I've been so adamant about you need better interior play, because then that can make up for some of the things on the back end. And when you don't get that interior play, when you don't get that pressure, it makes your secondary, it makes your safeties, it makes them all look bad. And today, Lamar Jackson had a free will of whatever he wanted to do. It was to the point where they're just scoring at ease, it seemed like, right? And thank God that Harbaugh once again, a la Mike Vrabel last week, was in the Christmas spirit, was in the festive mood, and took the starters out, because this game could have been a lot worse before it got better. So with that being said, observation number 2. Oh, and an honorable mention, by the way. This didn't make the observations, but Adric Rosas, play of the game. How sad is that? The play of the game is stemming from a punt that was muffed, and then he somehow got that ball off. To me, that was the play of the game. To me, if I'm working at a news station, I'm like, all right, let's go to the highlight of the day. Adric Rosas with the crazy punt. What else you picking from? What else are you going to pick from this game? What, the interception in the first quarter? Sure. It was a bad throw by Jackson. It's about it, though. Observation number 3. Culture and coaching and preparing yourself to cross the white lines. Now, what do I mean by all that? The Jacksonville Jaguars last weekend at home got absolutely embarrassed, got curb stomped, got molly-whopped, got Pier 6 brawled, call it what you want, but they got embarrassed at home last weekend. You know what kind of culture you have, you know what kind of locker room you have, you know what kind of leadership you have, and you know what kind of coaching you have when that happens and you have an opportunity to make it right the following week in Baltimore. How did the game turn out? Not good. 40-14. Got beat in the trenches once again. Couldn't run the ball from your end. Got outmanned, got out physical, call it whatever you want. I don't think the Jaguars really showed up today. It might have been the most embarrassing loss of the season, and let's be honest, that's saying a lot. So this one hurts. And it hurts because the decent teams, the prideful teams in the NFL, when they have a game like last week against the Tennessee Titans where Derrick Henry runs over 200 yards on you, regardless of who you have as personnel, regardless of who's up, who's down, who's injured, who's got COVID-19, you find a way to do better. You find a way to represent yourselves better than you did last week. And no, did J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards have 200 yards rushing? No, they did not. But this game, in my opinion, was a lot uglier. So with that being said, it goes to show you right now where everyone's head's at. I'm never going to say it's not for a lack of effort because you'd be absolutely stupid right now if you're in that locker room and you're not playing hard. Like, all these guys are playing hard. They're playing for a job. But it takes more than just playing hard. You have to have that mindset. You have to make sure guys are ready to roll. And today, just didn't see that. We'll talk about it a lot more tomorrow here on ESPN 690. We got to start talking about Justin Fields a little bit too. Not sure if y'all watched that game, but All right, y'all have a good one. Stay casual. Happy Sunday. Enjoy it. Check you guys later.